sorts of nations around him. It becomes a kind of touchstone in the ancient world. It becomes a very powerful nation, and that lasts for a very, very short period of time. And one generation later, we're back to division. We're back to disunity. We're back to poverty. We're back to destruction. And that will get worse and worse and worse throughout Israel's history, and finally it will finally be destroyed with the Assyrians and the Babylonians. One generation to reach the peak of power, one generation to be disunited and destroyed. How does that work? What explains the movement in the story? Why do things happen so quickly? Well, 1 Kings 3 sits at kind of the turning point of that story, the turning point of the transition between David and Solomon, the turning point in that transition that results finally in the apex of the glory of Israel. And so we're going to look at 1 Kings chapter 3 this morning, and what we'll find is the motion of this story. We'll find the seeds of the whole story of Israel right here in 1 Kings chapter 3. If you'll read with me. Solomon made a marriage alliance with Pharaoh, king of Egypt. He took Pharaoh's daughter and brought her into the city of David until he finished building his own house and the house of the Lord and the wall around Jerusalem. The people were sacrificing at the high places, however, because no house had yet been built for the name of the Lord. Solomon loved the Lord, walking in the statutes of David, his father, only he sacrificed and made offerings at the high places. And the king went down to Gibeon to sacrifice there, for that was the great high place. Solomon used to offer 1,000 burnt offerings on that altar. And at Gibeon, the Lord appeared to Solomon in a dream by night, and God said, "Ask what I shall give you." And Solomon said, "You have shown great and steadfast love to your servant David, my father, because he walked before you in faithfulness, in righteousness, and in uprightness of heart toward you. And you kept for him this great and steadfast love